Unit 3, Exercise 11. So let's see what we're going to be doing in this input and output lesson. Paula and Danny want to plant evergreen trees along the back side of their yard. They do not want to have an excessive number of trees. Write a program that prompts the user to input the following: the length of the yard, the radius of a full-grown tree, the required space between full-grown trees, and now the program outputs the number of trees that can be planted in the yard and the total space that will be occupied by the number of fully grown trees. So now we're thinking of trees in a line, trees in a row. Okay, and there's a particular radius, and okay. So we want the user to give us a yard length. We want the user to give us a tree radius. We want the user to give us a distance between trees. We know we need those variables. We also need a variable for the number of trees. But first, let's give them what they've asked us for, a constant for pi. Okay, so I come on line 7. And I put in here pi is equal to 3.1459. I'm going to make it a double because obviously it's a floating point number. So now what do I need to do? I need to declare my variables, right down here on line 11. So the first variable I'm going to declare is how long is my yard? So next thing I want to declare is the radius of my trees. So once again, that's a double. Next thing I want to declare is my distance between the trees. And once again, that's going to be a double. This can be a fraction. Now I'm going to skip a line and I'm going to put an integer variable in there for how many trees do I want to fit in there. Now I'm going to modify this down to hundredths place in decimals. So we're going to use the same formula we've been using throughout this particular unit. We're going to set precision to 2 places. So we're going to have our user give us the length of the yard. So whatever value the user gives us, we're going to put it in a variable we called yard length. Now we're going to put a blank line in here. Now we want the user to give us the radius of a fully grown tree. So we're going to ask him for it. Give us another blank line in here. Whatever the user gives us, we're going to put it into tree radius. Or have another blank line entered here. Now we want the user to give us a distance between fully grown trees. Now whatever the user gives us, we're going to put into distance between the trees. We're going to use that for our variable. And we'll put an empty line in there. So now on the next line, what we're going to put is under program logic, we're going to put our formula. So what's our formula going to be? The number of trees, and we'll cast it as an integer. We're going to take the yard length, divide it by 2, multiply that by the tree radius plus the distance between trees. It'll be our formula. That should be under program logic, by the way. Sorry about that. So now we're going to put our output statements. So we'll tell them how many trees can be planted. Now we're going to tell them the total area that's occupied by the tree. So we're going to take pi, and we're going to multiply it by the radius of the tree times the tree radius times the number of trees. The last statement, of course, is return 0. Okay, let's run the enter the length of the yard. So we'll put in 500. The radius of the fully grown tree, we'll put in 5. Distance between fully grown trees, let's put in 10. So we can plant 25 trees, and the total area occupied by the trees is 1963. There you go. There's your plan. So then I copy everything. Right click copy. Pull up Notepad, or you can pull up Notepad++, I suppose. I copy it, then I go File, Save As. I call this Unit 3. Example 11. .cpp. And I click Save, and I'm done.